first of all, I will demo how we can set up a new account. So we need to click on the Sign Up Now link. The user must also need to click all the terms and conditions and read all the content list in this consent form in order to agree all the terms and conditions before we decide to create the new account. Okay, then we click on the back button. Then the user may not leave any required fields blank when entering information. So now I will enter the email. Okay, this is an example of the email. And then the password. Okay, as you can see here, the password must contain at least one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, one digit, and also one special character. So I need to make sure that this password can fulfill all the requirements as mentioned here. Okay, so I write down, I retype the password. Okay, alright. And then I choose the gender. Either I can choose male, female, or prefer not to say. I choose the female. And then my birthday is this one, for example. Okay, and then please make sure that we need to click this checkbox in order to accept the terms of use. Then we can start to click on this sign up button. Okay, as you can see here, the message of registration successful is already appeared just now. Okay, now I can continue to enter my email and also my password on this sign in page to start the login progress. Alright, please make sure that the email and password are correct. Okay, and then we need to know that unregistered user cannot log into the system, so we need to make sure that we need to sign out the account first, then we can continue to the sign in progress. Alright, so now I click on this sign in button. Okay, then you can see that the message of login successful will be appear. Okay, so now I already successfully entered the dashboard page of this Mental Health Assistant Chatbot. Okay, now I will demo to you how we can do the psychometric evaluation test. Alright, so now I click on this start evaluation button. Okay, it's on this first button. Okay, start evaluation. Alright, as you can see that this user icon, and then the user icon says that start evaluation. You can see this start evaluation message will be automatically appear once we click on the start evaluation button on the dashboard page. Okay, and then the chatbot will start to ask the user question, and then it also explains the instruction before we continue the evaluation test. Okay, as you can see here, the chatbot said that please choose a number 1, 0, 1, 2, or 3 that indicates how much the statement applied to you in the previous week. So it explains that we need to choose either answer of 0, 1, 2, or 3, only these 4 answers. And also, if let's say we need to cancel the test, we can also have the option of cancelling test in order to quit the evaluation before we end the test completely. If let's say we need to end the test earlier lah, okay? Alright, so you can see the chatbot asked the first question already. Do you find it hard to wind down? Okay, so as a user, I will start to answer the chatbot's question. Okay, maybe for this question, I will choose the open. Okay, since the open represents 2, rating 2, so I will choose the second button. Okay, as you can see here, the numbering represents the question number. Okay. Alright, and then you can see the chatbot continue to answer the second question. Where you aware of dryness of your mouth? Then, if I say I feel like this situation is almost always applied to me, then I need to choose the 2.3. Okay, the numbering 2 represents the question 2. Okay, since this question is already the second one, then I choose the 2.3. Okay, because this situation is almost always to be applied for me. Okay, so now the chatbot will continue to ask the third question. Alright, so I will continue to answer the question until the end. Okay, do you experience breathing difficulty such as excessively rapid breathing? Maybe I choose sometimes. Do you find it difficult to work up the initiative to do things? Maybe sometimes. I choose one. And then the question 6, do you tend to overreact to situation? Maybe this one I choose the 3. As you can see here, there are a total of 21 questions in each evaluation test. After I've already answered all the questions, and then the chatbot will show the summary message of my evaluation test. Then we can see that the result of my DAS 21 scoring is depression equal to 13, anxiety equal to 14, and stress equal to 13. So we can understand how many score for each emotional state for me. Then the chatbot continue to state that I can choose DAS 21 scoring guide to check my labels for each emotional state. So now I need to choose my next step. I click on DAS 21 scoring guide. It's logged into the page already. So the user can then check his or her severity levels for each emotional state by clicking the DAS 21 scoring guide button just now, in order to understand how is the severity of the emotional state of depression, which stands for D, anxiety, which stands for A, and also stress, which stands for S. Alright, then I click on the go back button. Later I will explain this later. Now I will demo what will happen if we reply with a response that is not one of the possibilities given. So if I say I type any answer such as ha ha ha, for example. So you can see that the chatbot states that story, please choose only the option provided. Therefore, this is how the chatbot can handle irrelevant answer. If I say the user simply answer any reply that they want. This also mentioned that we must choose the answer which has been provided from the list of the options given here. Then if they say we need to cancel the test, if we want to quit the evaluation earlier, then we can click on the cancel test button. So the chatbot states that it will go back to main menu. Now I will demo how we can do the retest at the end of the evaluation. So now I will click on the retest button, and then we can see what will happen. And then the chatbot stated to prepare to refresh the evaluation page. So the evaluation will start all over again. However, the previous history of the evaluation result still can be kept in the database. Alright. If let's say we don't have anything to do at the end of the evaluation test, we can directly click on the back to menu button in order to go back to the dashboard page directly. Alright, so now I will try to do the demo on how we can build the past psychometric evaluation result page. Now I try to click on the second button that states the view past evaluation result. As you can see here, it will display the user's psychometric evaluation result history as shown here. All the previous evaluation results will be saved on the page for further reference in understanding changes in the user's mental health conditions. As you can see here, all the latest record will be shown at the bottom row of this table. Besides, a quote of the day will be chosen at random and displayed at the bottom of the page every time the users view the page as a source of motivation from day to day. For your information, this quote of the day is fetched by using the quote API. And then we can also view the DAS 21 scoring guide by clicking on this button. Also can be acceptable. It will show the user friendly. Okay, I click on the go back button. Now I will demo to you how we can go to the about mental illness page. Okay, I try to demo this page first. Okay, this is how we can view the mental illness information. To proceed to the about mental illness page from the evaluation page, we can also click on this about mental illness button at the end of the evaluation. Now I try to click on this button. You can see that we can directly proceed to the about mental illness page. There are two types of the information we can view. The first one is the causes of mental illness. Okay, on this causes of mental illness page, we can see the 5 main topics as shown on this screen. Okay, and also the mental illness warning signs. It will show the 12 warning signs that we need to basically know in order to cope with the mental illness. Okay, and then on this about mental illness page, it will show the brief description on what is the mental illness about. Okay, I click on go back button. So I click on the third button here, get help page. Okay, on this get help page, there are two types of the information we can look for. The first one is the self-care guidelines. The second one is the medical helplines. We can also click on the get help button at the end of the evaluation to proceed to the get help page. Alright, now I will demo to you how we can proceed to the self-care guidelines. Okay, as you can see here on this self-care guideline page, there are 7 main self-care guidelines that we can learn from here. Okay, and then we can see that there are 3 types of buttons at the bottom of this page. Okay, we can proceed to the play game page by clicking on this play game button. Okay, if let's say we need to play some game in order to relax ourselves. Okay, then I go back here. Okay, and then next we can also go to the mood trigger button. Okay, we can using the mood trigger function inside this chatbot also can. Alright, then I will demo to you how we can add the mood log entry. As you can see here, there is a time and also the date, and then we can choose any emoji that is best describe how is our mood for today. Okay, let's say my mood for today is okay, and then I write some comment here. Okay, finally I have finished my FYP as an example here. Okay, then I try to click on the add button. Okay, then I go to view history. Okay, so you can see here the record will be shown on this mood tracker history. All the mood logs will be saved on this mood tracker history page for the user further benefit in understanding mood swings. Okay, the user can also go back to the previous page, the mood tracker main page. Okay, and then go back again to go back to the self-care guideline page. Alright, and then I click on go back button again. Okay, so this is all for the mood tracker function. And now I will demo to you how we can seek for the medical helplines if let's say our scales is under moderate, severe, or extremely severe, as described on this description of the get help page. Okay, yeah, as you can see, the chatbot already explained to us okay how we should need to do if it's based on the severity of our evaluation result. And then I click on the medical helpline. Okay, as you can see here, the medical helpline page will be displayed if we choose the medical helpline section. Based on the user's location, the page will track the user's location and displays the 3 closest medical helplines. Okay, as you can see here. Yeah, you can see the 3 recent medical helplines will be shown to the user. Okay, so that is easier for the user to refer and go to the respective location. Okay, we no need to travel to any medical helplines which is very far away. Okay, so the benefit of this function can also help us to track any suitable medical helplines that we can reach more faster and easier. So this is all for how we can seek for medical helpline. And then I click on go back button. Okay, if let's say we don't have anything to do with this mental health assistant chatbot, we need to create a chatbot already, then I can click on the setup button. Okay, the page already go back to the sign-in page as shown in the beginning. This is all for my mental health assistant chatbot demo.